Shoo-wee! Like a slap in the face, we've got all kinds of solar activity going on, but we're going to blast through a meteorology segment anyway. Make sure you watch our other videos about space weather on places like YouTube, and there'll be one on BitChute and so on. Thanks to our viewers who tuned into our live streams on twitch.tv/smashamash. That's where this video was originally streamed. We're looking at the jet streams of the eastern world here. We're seeing some chaos here around eastern Australia, Tasmania, and so on. A little bit of chaotic jet stream there, blowing some warm air down toward Antarctica. Let's check the surface winds of this side of the planet. Also a large divergence there over the Pacific Ocean, the North Pacific. Here are the surface winds. We've got a low pressure centered over Kamchatka. See that counterclockwise rotation? That's the Kamchatka Peninsula, the location of many volcanoes. And let's take a look at the west side. Shout out to our viewers from all around the world who knew we would make so many friends by making videos like this. In fact, let me take a look at the stream here to make sure that we are okay and everything looks just fine. So again, those are the surface winds of the western world. We've got some very, very cold temperatures in Pennsylvania at the moment, anomalously cold temperatures. We'll get to it. Doubled up jet stream over the U.S., creating some freeze warnings as far south as places like South Carolina, I think. We'll get to that as well on our weather.gov map. It's all about the jet stream, folks. It's all about the jet stream. The jet stream is the best way to forecast large weather patterns on planet Earth. It's telling you whether you're going to see warmer or cooler air, for example, when you see these north to south or south to north flows. And let's continue on. Here's our windy.com satellite map. We're looking at the best guess at the visible satellite. A lot of data has to get interpolated for this, and we do see a low pressure here camped off the coast of California. So we've got a low stagnating there, just kind of hanging out, that coastal low there, and it's you can see that counterclockwise rotation. It's bringing a bunch of moisture into especially the northern half of California. Windy.com, they've got a great mobile app as well. Maybe check that out. We're not paid to say so. Shout out to Windy.com. Next, looking at our GFS 72-hour precipitation and pressure forecast to see some heavy storms kicking up here once again, starting in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, also Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. Expected to see some harsh storms once again as cold air mixes with dry, air mixes with hot, moist air. We get massive pressure gradients. And rotational systems, also an ice storm here coming to the Great Lakes region. Yowzers. Once again, that's your 72-hour GFS precipitation and pressure forecast. The real story is the cold weather at the moment. Seeing temperatures like 20 degrees Celsius below normal in large portions of the Northeast. That's your GFS 2-meter temperature anomaly forecast in Celsius degrees. So there must have been huge amounts of snow melt during all these anomalously warm days in the Rockies. Also, some other mountain chains west of the Rockies must have seen some huge melts. No reports of any flooding at the moment. We're going to stick to meteorology and not worry about disasterology. So let's look at the weather.gov map. Here we are, weather.gov. If your county is lit up, just click your county and you can see freeze warnings in large portions of North Carolina and South Carolina as the jet stream injects cold Canadian air into the southern U.S. Again, if your county is lit, just click on your county from weather.gov and see what your weather warnings are. Next, looking at your NASA GOES lightning mapper here. No terrestrial lightning over the U.S. at the moment. Quite a bit over South America, though. How about a real-time lightning map from lightningmaps.org? Quite a bit of lightning now at the moment. And some striking off the coast of California here. The area west of Los Angeles and the Santa Barbara island chain. The Santa Barbara Channel. Continuing on, congratulations on tuning into the channel. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists if you're a larger channel on Twitch. or a larger channel on YouTube, please share our videos, as we're producing content like nobody else. Also support us via our links at smashamash.com and below this video. Now we're looking at the water vapor scenario over the Pacific Ocean. Huge dry air mass there. You can see a huge anticyclone, actually. If you look right here, you can see this clockwise. That's actually a low pressure system, rotating clockwise there, south of the equator. But it's surrounded by dry, massive air, so it's not really expected to do very much. If that were in the northern hemisphere, that would be a high-pressure system. But that's a low-pressure system. Essentially what you've got here is a low surrounded by high pressure, if that makes sense. Anticyclones rotate counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere. And since in the Americas our weather largely comes from the west, we show the Pacific Ocean water vapor map daily. And you can see this coastal low here lingering off of the coast of California, rotating counterclockwise. That's a low, and this is relative high as it's dry, massive air. So that's going to be taking its time pushing it in, as you can see there. Should give you some insight into how the patterns are going to move as moisture gets injected into Northern California. And let's not make this video too long here. Here's your radar.weather.gov map. Some lingering moisture here south of Alaska as well. So there's the scenario for all 50 states. We'll focus on the lower 48. See all that moisture moving into most of coastal California there. A result of that coastal low. Next, your shortwave radiation map. It's still dark over most of the country while we stream this video. There are clouds and fog when it's too dark to use the visible satellite. 3.9 nanometer radiation. Here is the water vapor map for the lower 48. Bunch of moisture in the northern Rockies as well. And let's do a recap. Here's the radar.weather.gov map. Doppler radar, it shows motion of water droplets vertically in the air column. These are ground-based systems. And these are space-based systems showing infrared radiation at 3.9 nanometers. The water vapor map is 6.19 nanometers, showing all of the water vapor, including that which is not condensed onto clouds. In other words, atmospheric water can't hide from this satellite. Hopefully you can't hide from your friends who are impressed by your ability to now forecast the weather. That is our goal of our channel, for all of you viewers to be able to forecast your own weather. Part of the reason why meteorologists are unable to forecast weather accurately is simply because they have to forecast for a viewing area. And if there's a mountain chain in the viewing area, for example, it's very hard to forecast the weather on both sides of that mountain. In any case, thanks for tuning in. May that solar wind be at your back. Make sure you watch our space weather content. Spectacular videos and imagery today. In the meantime, I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-A-Mash, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.